Today's topic is, do you really understand the college application essay questions? And so this questions, I just want to know how many of you are high school students in the room right now? Just say me, okay, just then me, yeah, type in there, I can see. Any one of you? Okay, okay, a few of you. Okay, very good, very good, very good, okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's great. Because I'd rather just like talk directly to the high school students instead of talk to the parents. Why? I welcome parents, okay, but don't get me wrong, okay. But really, I don't want to take parents as like a secondhand, like information dealer and pass on the information to the kids, and then you're gonna lose something in the middle. So that's why I'm glad I have students in the classroom right now. Thank you. So let me tell you this, okay? February this year, actually January, sorry, January this year, College Board decided to stop using SAT essay. I bet all of you know by now already. And then I teach an SAT slash ACT English class. I only English. I don't teach math because you cannot deny the fact that most of the Asians and Asians normally don't need help normally. Most of them don't need help with math, so they need help with English. And as a matter of fact, Asians need help with English. Pretty much white, black, Latinos need help with English because you have to deal with those like a standardized tests, which are very stringent. Anyway, so they got rid of the SAT. Now I got like extra time for me to, to smuggling some information, smuggling some content of my own. And I thought, like many students, every year I help the students apply to colleges. Eventually, many of them, not all of them, many of them got into their dream colleges, such as Harvard, Stanford, Yale, blah, blah, you name them. Anyway, so then, but many of these students, when they start writing, I don't know why. I feel like their brains are damaged immediately. And I'm not kidding, okay? So it's not just one people or like what, almost every one of them, okay, just did that kind of thing. And what do I mean? I mean, when you see a question, do you understand every wording? I understand every word. Do you understand the question? Yeah, I understand the question. Answer, they just answer something else immediately. It's just so bizarre. I don't know why, okay? So that's why I said, well, I'm gonna train my students for them to learn because, when you apply, you're gonna apply to a lot of things, colleges, scholarships, summer programs, guess what? Application essay anyway, all essays for all of them. So that's why you need to learn how to present yourself. So that's why I decided of training my students in my SAT English class ever since February. And then up to this point, I have already students through 3 essays, and guess what? I got the same result. Yeah, most students just failed to answer application essay question, and again, twice, 3 times, just like that. Okay, so I thought that what's wrong over here, and I simply just want you to know maybe you need to read more carefully and think about how you get the question to you. And then many students just don't know. So there's a difference here. I want to just tell you. The difference is, see a question, I answer the question. Okay. Yeah, you are answering the question. Many students answer the question, but I'm answering the question not for the sake of just answering it. I'm answering the question for the sake of trying to that university or that very summer program or something like that. They forget the second part. To convince the admission officers that I'm the best. And I need to get into yours because if you don't admit me, it's your big, and so your essay must convey this kind of message and kind of convincing power. Oh, convincing power. The kind of a convincing power, they forget. They just forget. They forget about Okay, so that's not good. So let me just start with the first essay, give you a sense of what's going on here. So here we go. Who has inspired you as a leader, and what have you learned about a leader? That person, okay? And I stated it very clearly, 1,000 space. Okay, not normally when you write in the real context, normally you don't see these two words with space. Okay, you only see 1,000 characters. But sometimes the students, this from scratch, they have no idea. Oh, should we count the space or not? I'm just telling you right now, all the space in the real application context. Yes, all space is counted no matter what. Okay, so yeah, and so you do you understand the question? Yeah, so students say, well, of course, I understand the question, and then they began to write, and they submit it to me, and guess what? Couple students wrote 1,000, close to 1,000 words. What? I told you 1,000 characters. They thought it's words, and they just spent so much time, and they got very frustrated. Well, sorry, So that's why it is. Do you know how to read? Yeah, you didn't read it carefully. Okay, that's number one. Number two, who has inspired you as a leader, and what have you learned about leadership from that person? So in this case, yeah, in the question, there are two people, right? You can see two people. The first person is what? That who, okay, whoever that who is, okay? And then the second person is what? You, okay? The second person is you. Now, folks, I welcome all the participation from both the students and the parents, okay? Parents, welcome, and please participate in interaction, okay? I'm gonna ask you, so in this answer of yours, which person is supposed to be the main person whom you are going to present? Okay, the who or you? Your turn, come on, just say who or you. Nobody wants to say who? That who? Nobody? Seriously? No? Okay. Among my students, I'm famous for drawing the wrong answers out of their mouths and then chop off the answer. Okay, thank you. All of you got it right. Yay! Congratulations. Okay, so exactly. It's the emphasis is always about you, because every essay you write is always about me. Yeah, the author, the person. Okay, not that who. However, you do need to show that who, of course, but you show that who for the sake of drawing out a very outstanding you, me, okay, that the author, the student. So that's why many students just forgot about that, or maybe they didn't understand, because when before they write any essay, I don't tell them how to write. I want them to think freely for themselves, and then they're gonna just make all the crazy mistakes, and then just come back and take a, hey, what's wrong over here? Okay, and then yeah, you have to show that person, but that's not the main subject in this answer. It's the you who are the main person. Okay, also inspired. That's another word you need to work on. Okay, inspired. What does that mean? You have to show evidence that I was inspired. You cannot say, yeah, blah blah inspired me. I'm done, and then I move on to talk about myself. And so there's no evidence that that person inspired you. You can say, oh, Martin Luther King Jr. inspired me. Really? Did he? Okay, it's just insane. Okay, so you have to show evidence, and the many students didn't show evidence. So that's not good. That's not good. Okay, so let's take a look at an example here from one student, and take a look at how good it is. I've been on the Superintendent Advisory Council, a small group of kids who get to work alongside the superintendent for 4 years. Cool. As a result, I have learned various leadership qualities from my superintendent. Okay, that's the whole. Okay, such as being decisive. Schools in my district are undergoing renovation, and he informed me of the choices he must make daily. For example, he has to adjust the budget frequently. He listens to feedback and brings in fresh eyes for new ideas. When school was opening in September 2020, he created a poll to ask a community about what they thought would be the best option for the district, virtual or face-to-face school. He came to a consensus that, okay, I don't know how he can come to a consensus. Consensus must happen among a group of people, so I don't know. That expression is really weird. He came to a consensus that would accommodate everyone's needs by providing both a virtual and a face-to-face option. I noticed that my superintendent is always cheerful, confident, honest, empathetic, calm, innovative, resilient, integrators. Is that a real word? I don't know. And it makes everyone feel valued. I'm inspired by him and am incorporating leadership qualities into my life. Okay, I'm done with this essay. Everyone, now you tell me, who is the subject? Who is the primary subject in this essay? Yeah, get it? The superintendent. Yeah, that who, okay. So it sounds like this essay is writing to the admission officers that, hello, admission officers, my superintendent is a super outstanding. Please admit him, okay? Let's presume it's a him, okay? So yeah, please admit him, not me, okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, whoa, that's not good. You got it? Okay, all right. So anyway, also, do you see evidence that this author is inspired? Only this sentence, right? Only this sentence, like I said. But exactly how he inspires you, we don't see the details here. Okay, we don't see the details here. That's not good. Okay. Also, guess what? You are applying to a highly prestigious college, such as Brown, JHU, Harvard, Stanford, whatever. Okay, and they are like a premium colleges in this country, and that's why naturally they want to. The acceptance rates are very, very low, usually within a single digit. So that's why they want to accept the best of the best students, obviously, right? So in this essay, hey, everyone, do you think this student is outstanding based on this essay? Right? And let me tell you. Right. And let me tell you, okay, many students, parents included, have a very big misunderstanding. Yeah, a very big misunderstanding. Thinking that, take a look, okay, yeah, different admission offices have different preferences. That's why when they read an admission office, application essay, read an application essay, it's very subjective. You get whatever you get, she will get whatever she gets, and he will get something else. Really? No way. Okay, let me tell you. Anytime when admission officers read an application essay, the process is very highly objective. Okay, if you don't believe me, okay, let me tell you this. Okay, so for instance, when you try to write such an essay, I told you already, your purpose is to try to convince the admission officers that I am the best. That's why you have to admit me, because they accepted the best of the best. Agree? So that's why I am the best. In a way, okay, in a way. So that's why your essay gotta contain some convincing power. You gotta contain some convincing power. And so that's why, let's say everyone, this essay, okay, you have a scale, okay, from 1 to 10. 1 is the least convincing and 10 is the most convincing. Most convincing is something like this, okay? So once an admission officer has read your essay, the admission officer will think that, oh my gosh, this student is too good for us to miss. And we have to have the student on our campus in the fall, okay? So that's like a 10. 9 is something like this. Yeah, the essay, it has presented very strong evidence that the student is good, maybe the delivery, the presentation itself is a little bit lacking in a way, or the evidence is not strong, but not super strong. That's 9. 8 is, you know, yeah, evidence is kind of strong, but not super strong. Presentation is kind of a little bit troublesome, but overall the student is kind of okay to have, but not as if we have other choices, probably he or she has to be gone. That's number 8. Okay. And then we don't want to talk about the other one in between. I will jump all the way to 1. 1 is, what trash? Boom, in the trash can. Okay. So that's 1. Okay. So now you tell me, hey, everyone, you don't want to be affected by other people who already have submitted earlier. Okay. Now you tell me which level 1 through 10 this essay you think it deserves to be admitted. Okay. Now come on, keep going. Yeah. What do you think? All right. So now you get it. Most of you didn't give a score above 5. So anytime when you have a score that is below 6, probably it doesn't really matter anymore, right? It doesn't really matter. I agree. So that's why this one. Do you have a river? I already told you. Like I don't care about the middle. I only care about anything. You must reach minimum 8. That's what I need. Okay. I told you the rubric earlier, not like a very like a written out over here, but I told you about that already. So I don't care about anything below 8. Anything below 8 is not good. Okay. Anything below 8 is not good. So that's why you need to try to reach 8. And then let's take a look at another essay here. All right. So essay 2 from another student. Professor Berman, an economics professor at UPenn, inspired me as a leader. You have a clear person who, that professor. After placing 6th at FBLA Nationals in economics, I developed a passion for economics and discovered that 83% of teens lack basic economic knowledge. He discussed my economics goals with me, later wrote a testimonial for my book, and served as a judge for my nonprofit's first competition. From him, I learned that leadership stems from taking the initiative to help others. Therefore, at age 13, I turned my passion into action and created economics videos, founded a school economics club, published an economics book, started a nonprofit, and conducted economics research at MIT to further youth economic literacy. He is the one who inspired me to take the lead in transforming economic education in my community through taking initiative to develop resources and opportunities for my peers to learn economics. I have come to understand his reasoning that good leaders always work towards the goal of being impactful. Hello, now your turn. I want you to grade this one as well from 1 to 10. How would you grade this essay? Okay. Hey, you have a very clear who, okay, that professor. Do you see, okay, let me ask you another one. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Okay. Do you see clear evidence that the professor inspired the student? Do you see that? So many times that she has said, demonstrates the evidence that that person inspired me. Okay, number 1. Number 2, yeah, I'm inspired. Okay, now after being inspired, am I outstanding? Now you tell me, is this student outstanding now? Right? See, colleges, exactly, she wrote a book. She literally wrote a book, yeah. And the book will had a huge number of downloads, actually. So she inspired a whole lot of K to 8 students, plus those in high school as well. And so in leadership, she demonstrated a lot of leadership experiences because of the word limit, 1,000 characters. What can you do more? You cannot do more. Okay, so you have to write very succinctly, and she did. So in this case, she has done She has become a very marvelous person, and the colleges look for such a student, such students. And I'm helping this girl. She is still in my class right now, and she is applying to colleges this year. Anyway, so this is the first question, and that happened in February. And then in March, this is another question, everyone. Tell us about a place or a community that you call home. How has it shaped your perspective? Okay, so this question happening 1 month after the first practice. And I thought, why did I choose this question? Because this question shares some similarity with the first question. Why? Because it's also about A causes B. Get it, everyone? Did you get it? It's also a A causes B model. Yeah, community, me, shaped me, my perspective. It's very much the same as the first one. Who has inspired you? Everyone? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, I just want a confirmation from you. If you understand, please let me know. Okay, so yeah, I need to know. So this question is another A causes B question. All right, so now you know. I thought that the students learned the lesson in the last month, right? A causes B. Now you should know how to write this essay. It turns out, no, they didn't learn the lesson. Many of them, most of them at least, didn't learn the lesson. They still didn't write properly. Number one, let's read this question. Okay, that's what I'm saying. The first thing, if you can write a good essay, you must be able to identify and understand the question. Okay, this is an A causes B question. No, community shaped my perspective. Me, that's me. That's B. Okay, A and B. And then this question is not about A, the community. It's about me, B. Okay, in this case. So that's why you have to spend most. What do you mean by emphasize? Meaning you have to spend most of the words on describing me, okay, you. That's the second observation. And the third observation is that, what does it say? Tell us about a place or community that you call home, meaning this word home is used metaphorically. It's not a real home. It's not a real home. If it's a real home, of course it's your home. Your home, of course, is your home. Then you're not supposed, meaning you're not supposed to talk about your real home. It's supposed to be a metaphorical home, since it's not your real home. Guess what? A couple students wrote real home. Their real home. This is my home. And my daddy, my mother, that's my community. They influenced me, blah, blah, blah. That's really bad. That's really bad, meaning you didn't understand the question. Yeah, they got off track immediately. And then this place has exerted a great influence on you, and you must have show evidence that this community shaped you, okay, shaped your perspective, okay? So that's, you cannot just say Martin Luther King Jr. Shaped my perspective. I'm done. Any detail? No. And so that's not sincere. That's not right. And you're not supposed to write that way. Next one, do not forget to your perspective. Yeah, some of the students just forgot about their perspective immediately. Yeah, perspective is like understanding of what's going on, or the inner value of yours or whatever. Perspective, okay? So, but the last part, that part is not in the question, but you need to detect that part, and many students didn't detect it. What did I say earlier? I said, every essay you write must demonstrate an outstanding you, right? So in this case, take a look. Yeah, A shaped my perspective, okay, whoever that A is, okay, that community, shaped my perspective. And then, yeah, I got a new perspective now, right? Are you outstanding now? Oh no, okay, I'm not outstanding. So new perspective or not, you're not outstanding, then What's the point of having a new perspective, right? Exactly. So you fail, if you forget about that part. So yeah. And finally, how many words do you have? 250 words. And so in most of the situations, 250 words doesn't really help provide a lot of space for you to present, a very thorough you. You can't. So that's why in this case, you want to talk about, oh, I'm outstanding. Yeah, I'm outstanding. So in that case, you probably don't have much space to like present like oh, one case, two cases, three cases, four cases. No, you don't. You don't have that much space. So ideally, you focus on one achievement. Okay, one case, one achievement. That's it. Okay, so it shaped up my perspective, and then I became really outstanding. Okay, and achieved a lot in blah blah area. Anyway, so this is the question. Um, Let me ask you. To save time, I didn't ask you to tell me how you understood this question, but I just explained this question to you. How many of you read the question I did before you, after you saw this question? Just tell me, how many of you read the question I demonstrated to you? Go ahead, yeah. No one? Okay, all right. So I guess I guess I'm not wasting your time, right? I guess I'm not wasting your time. So it's very important you understand the question first, and then you can write properly, okay? So let's take a look at this essay. A place I call home is my middle school. Ooh, okay, middle school name. And when I was chosen for a school counseling program, it shaped me to be more open-minded and empathetic. My job was to listen and give advice to students who were struggling in school and at home. I heard several stories about personal issues and family tragedies, all of which made me open my eyes and see the world from a different angle. My school helped me imagine myself in other shoes and become more understanding of the struggling families within this relatively well-off town. My school also helped me comprehend failure in competition, making me more resilient. When I was in elementary school, I transferred to a private school with very few students. I hardly had any competition in extracurriculars and academics. But when I came to middle school, everything changed. Many of my friends were extremely competitive and snatched up opportunities without telling anyone. As a result, I did not have many chances to participate in clubs and activities. In addition, not many students told me tips or strategy for studying because those students all wanted to be at the top, though I told all my tips to them. At the beginning of these experiences, I got lower grades and became evidently frustrated. However, from these setbacks, I learned to become more active and less gullible. Overall, my middle school has proven to be a home with time and experience. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, this student is not applying to colleges. And I have like a seventh graders, eighth graders, in sometimes even sixth graders. Yeah, very aggressive and competitive middle school students in my class. And so that's why this student is the middle school student and he doesn't have any like high school experience yet. So that's why I said, pretending you're applying to a top high school in the nation, such as the Phillips Academy, Andover or whatever, so that's why. And so, yeah, he wrote this way. Now, let me ask you, based on your observation, do you see any trouble in this essay? What's the trouble if you see any? Bland and uninspiring, very forgettable. Okay.
I don't think they would call it home if they had that experience.
Okay. Okay, very good observation. It kind of got off topic and puts blame on others. That's right. Yeah, they were not nice to me, but I was nice to them. Okay. What else? Seemed like a home where it's got bullied instead. Okay, very mundane. Okay, by the way, you can tell, right? The student is not outstanding in this essay, not outstanding. Okay, now you tell me, Let's grade this essay, everyone. Grade this essay. In terms of the convincing power, he can get into a top private high school. Which grade are you going to give to? Which grade are you going to get to out of 10?
It's a one. No trash.
All right. Well, as you can tell, definitely not at the level of 8 yet. Okay. So far, no one has given a score above 5. Okay. But you get it. You get my point here. Okay. So obviously, it's probably not the student's fault. He didn't know how to read this question, even though he understood every word in the question, and I presume he understood this question. It turns out, no, he didn't. Okay. So that's why I don't blame the student. Okay. That's my job, to train my students to learn how to present themselves the best. Okay. And then let me just take a look at the second essay. I call my school's FTC robotics team, Geared Reaction, my home. Robotics and coding in general have always been an interest of mine. Even though I've only been with my robotics team for a year, the team has helped me throughout my robotics career and have shaped me into the program I'm today. In middle school, I joined my school's FLL robotics team. The whole Geared Reaction team came to visit multiple times to help our team. Additionally, Parker, Geared Reaction's programming captain, came individually, came twice. I don't appreciate that. Multiple times to help the programmers with coding. At the time, I was main programmer, and so all the Parker's suggestions were mainly directed towards me. He helped me implement the sensors and the encoder to our programs. As a result, we finished second in regionals and qualified for the state competition. On top of that, we received an award at the state competition. Now, I am one of the 4 new members that go into Geared Reaction, a top robotics team that ranked second in the state of Washington and participated in the World Championships last year. For the past 6 months, I have coded for about 6 hours a week with these programs and have I have coded for about 6 hours a week with these programs and have adopted the styles of their programming in combination of my own. Subsequently, we were able to once again qualify for the World Championship competition. I'm sorry. As I told you, if something is not like accomplished yet, I ask the students to write in red text. Now they know what to accomplish in the rest of the months in high school. Okay, so that's he wrote that. Qualify for the world competition with my work on the robots arm and my implementation of different drive modes such as the turbo and reverse. All right. So I'm going to ask you to grade this one as well right now. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I just read it, and your turn. Best, okay. I just wanted to grade, everyone. I want you to grade. I have got a diversified grading. You have like a 6, 5, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, everyone, this essay, do you see this student as outstanding, by the way, in terms of achievement by qualifying for world competition, for instance, right? You cannot deny the fact, okay? Yeah, I agree. It can be a little bit better. I agree. It can be a little bit better, especially for those of you who do like a robotics competition, and you know that this person can be a little bit better. Yeah. So, but you cannot deny the fact that this accomplishments probably is at least at the level of 9. Can we agree on that? At least, can we agree on that? At least on 9. So, and also you do have evidence that he has been shaped by a geared reaction. Okay, you have solid evidence that he was, shaped. However, one thing that's missing in this essay, did you notice? Did you notice that something is missing in this essay? Which is? Good. Exactly. Perspective is missing. Yeah, the perspective is missing. He is only shaped in a way, but we don't know how exactly, what kind of a perspective he has got from this to the point that now he did whatever he did, So this is something is kind of a miserable because you didn't know how to read this question. This essay already is the second. I also always give my students a second chance, meaning I ask them to revise and then come back our gradient essay, okay? A gradient essay. So this student forgot the perspective. That's not good. But overall, this is a strong essay, but not the most strong you can expect. All right, I still have time, and let me just move on to another question, the last question, okay? What is something about yourself that is essential to understanding you? This is no longer A causes B kind of a model, and this essay happened this month, June, and so far the cycle is already over. And today in class, I started a new essay topic, application essay topic for my students. Yeah, so what is something about yourself that is essential to understanding you? All right, that's the question. And so you need to understand, most of the colleges already have a why us question, meaning, hey, why do you want to apply to Cornell? Why do you want to up to us? Why do you want to apply to UPenn? Why do you want to apply to Northwestern? Blah blah blah. It's a why us question. So in that question, you have to demonstrate how outstanding you are in an academic area. So that's why in this question, you certainly cannot talk about, oh, I'm so cool in my computer science. I'm really great in economics or whatever, so the academic area. So you cannot do that anymore. Okay, so then with that understanding, you need to show how to write your essay. By the way, so let me move on and show you essay 1. Take a look. By the way, let me just remind you one more time, okay? So there is a difference between answering the question, yeah, I did answer the question, versus I'm answering the question to get the opportunity of getting into that university. That's the second part of the meaning of writing this essay. And many students forget that part. That's why they come up with crappy essays. And that's not something appreciable, as you can tell, naturally. And so let's take a look at this one. Something about myself that is essential to understanding me is that I am an overthinker. Number one, I don't appreciate the first sentence. It's just so wordy, so wordy. You're repeating the question. What's wrong with you? Okay, just cut it out. Okay, just cut it out. I'm an overthinker. Can you just see that? Right? I'm not deleting any information here by deleting those words. The only thing that has been changed is it's leaner, lean and mean. That's what you need. And now let's take a look at the content. I'm an overthinker. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, overthinking can mean two things, right? Number one, I'm a very cautious person. Okay. Number two, I don't have confidence in myself. That's why I always overthink, right? So everyone, what's your first impression based on this sentence? What's your first impression already? Okay. Okay. So as you can see, I don't have a very good minimum. Okay. I don't have a very good impression of you. Agree, everyone? I'm not a very good impression of you. Chances are I'm gonna dump you very soon. So, oh my gosh, really? You're gonna do that to me? Yeah, not good. Okay, you don't want to present yourself that way. And I'm not sure whether you don't have confidence or you are cautious. So let's continue to read. I've always been double guessing myself. Oh my gosh, again, you have no confidence. I'm pretty sure you have now that you don't have confidence in yourself. Whoa, what kind of image you have among the admission officers? That's terrible. You're just sabotaging your application, as you can tell. Exactly. Okay. And thinking about what others think of me. Yeah, you really care about what other people think of you? You have no confidence? Oh, so poor student. Okay, I forget that I'm only just a human and like everyone else. Oh yeah, admission officers, I'm an average Joe. Please admit me. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm an average Joe. Please admit me. What's going on with you? You know, I can make mistakes too. Yeah, I'm just average Joe. Even before high school, I developed a need to always think back on what I'm going to do or say. Of course, at first glance, many would just assume I don't want to participate in class or I'm just too shy. However, it's not my shyness that prevents me from speaking up, rather that I just overthink a lot. Yeah, overthink again. I want to participate more in my classes, but I just can't sometimes. Why can't you? Okay, I'm just angry now as a reader. What's wrong with you? Okay, it's hard for me to clear my thoughts. Oh, what a terrible person I am. And it can be overwhelming at times. Recently, I've been trying hard to improve on my social skills. All right. So my social skills. Where am I? My phone, someone called me. Okay, recently I'm trying to improve on my social skills and interact more with others, taking things one step at a time. Whenever I start to second guess what I do, I just take a deeper breath and tell myself, do it now and regret later. This way of thinking has helped these past months and surprisingly something that works for me. Okay, just the last year, I had two possible interviews for a summer internship called Friends of Washington Market Park, and I've also been working on my school's newspaper. For now, I'm just going to focus on pushing myself beyond my comfort zone and being more sociable with my community. Okay, so you tell me, are you going to admit the student? Are you going to admit the student? Seriously, right? Probably almost all of you probably will say no. I certainly agree. Okay, not outstanding, you know. The student exactly just forgot that I'm applying to a college, a premium college, you know, Brown University, and I cannot just like sabotage my application by saying I'm average Joe. I don't have confidence. Please admit me. You know, it makes no sense at all. So move on to the next essay. Take a look. This one, I love using digital marketing for the common good. Friends at school call me PK, the rapper marketer. Relatives call me the digital whiz kid. Teachers call me the digital philanthropist. Since childhood, I was amazed by my dad working on websites for iconic brands of PNG. Okay, don't forget the question. Okay, so the question is, what's something about yourself that is essential to understanding you? Okay, so all right. So I saw my mom volunteering. My daddy is like a working on website iconic brands like a PNG. I saw my mom volunteering at nonprofits and donating to charities. I always thought, what if I combine these two pieces of work? This thought kindled my passion in digital marketing and how it could be used to make a positive difference. Well, the sentence is parallelism. The sentence is terrible. To hone my digital skills, I started my journey by participating in DECA and got first place in the marketing communication category at the state level. I was the only ninth grader from my school to qualify for nationals. I also began engaging with the two nonprofits, the For Bloom and the Swan libraries, as an intern to support their marketing efforts. At For Bloom, I helped the nonprofits, including Immigrants Together and the Cincinnati Tennis Foundation, to enhance their social media presence. Moreover, I wrote marketing related articles on For Bloom's website. During Swan internship, I hosted a Gen Z webinar to enable librarians to connect with adolescents. Through email campaigns, I raised $1,000 for the Leukemia and the Lymphoma Society. I participated in a school-wide public service announcement competition and created an informational, humorous rap on Khan Academy and educational nonprofit. I raised awareness about the video and won first place in a student vote for best content. I can now define my life's mission, helping others through online marketing. Okay, now through online marketing, this has been the theme from the very beginning of the essay. So now I'm going to ask you to vote one more time. The last time, 1 to 10, where is it? You are the admission officer now. Okay. Well, as you can see, most of you have pushed this students essay toward like a 8 or above. A few of you have it rated as like a 7. Can the student be more outstanding? Certainly, I agree. Can be more outstanding. For instance, like a raise the $1,000. Yeah, among my students, my students in my counseling program, if you have raised something like a less than $2,000, oh, you just like you don't want to even talk about it. It's like a way too little. Meaning that you probably are not that outstanding. So among my students, raising like a 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 is not something uncommon, not something uncommon. And this year I have a student, he has raised like an $80,000. And so he wrote, he is writing this Common App essay about how did you do that? How did you do that? It's very difficult. Obviously, there's a story behind that kind of effort. Tell me about it. Yeah, that's kind of a story I want to hear. So let me wrap it up, everyone. So through these examples, you probably have noticed one thing, that when you want to write, these very strong essays, the version 1, okay, essay 2, for every question, essay 2 tends to be stronger, right? Tends to be stronger. And so they have demonstrated one thing in common: achievements. So that's why I tell my students, all your essays must be achievement based, right? Take a look, I did like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. And so what's the outcome? What have you accomplished? What have you achieved? Nothing. Then what the heck? You may say, you just like got busy and didn't accomplish anything because you were not incompetent, or because you what else? So you're not good anyway. So that's why. However, in order to achieve something, as you can tell, it's not something that you can do overnight. You cannot do that. So that's why this is a long-term preparation process. Okay, so you have to achieve something little by little over the high school years. Why did I say high school years? So some of you say, oh, how about the middle school years? Sure, you can achieve whatever you achieve middle school, but those achievements don't count in the college application process because they don't count. The colleges won't count. Okay, the Common App system won't count, but they do lay the foundation for your achievements in high school years. That's, to be fair, that's the purpose of achieving something in middle schools. Get it, everyone? Okay, so make sure, don't misunderstand me. Okay, so you should achieve things in middle school, but whatever you achieve in middle school is not directly correlated to your college application process. So that's why you need to take advantage of whatever you have achieved in middle school to achieve more and achieve bigger in high school years. And so do you still have time? I hope you still have time. Okay, so that's pretty much the my talk for today. Hey, I just want to ask you folks, okay, as a senior, should I focus my experiences from high school only? Mostly, not only, because sometimes you have like a talk about things in the middle school to start with, So I didn't start in high school. Possible, okay. Okay, so hey, I just want to have a quick question, everyone. Is the talk today helpful for you to understand how to understand an application essay? Question. It's a very simple question, Yeah, I hope I'm not wasting my time, on you, and so hope you understand a little bit more. And so next time when you write an essay, oh, I heard Dr. Huang said, that's what I'm supposed to do, and so you will not get off track so quickly. Okay, hope not. So I still have a few minutes, and I'm open up the floor for Q&A. And so if you have any question, go ahead. could you please talk about your program? Yeah, if you have a question about that, you can just email me directly and I will answer you that. I don't want to take away the time. So this is my email.